ti elevate. Ori mi kò lè hibernate. Àwọn bá.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
I'm the second brother. Welcome, everybody. And for a wonderful new generation twist, we have with us, as always,
Rika. It's Rika in the house. Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, everybody. We have another amazing episode for you today. So without me taking much time, Mr. Phil, over to you, sir.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this one is a topic that is one of those abstract ones, but very important. Okay. And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to articulate this by the end of the video or by the end of the show. And this one, we're going to call this one Value the Virtues. Value the virtues. What do I mean? You see, there are people that are doing the right things. They've got the right virtues. They've got the right integrity. They are honest. They deliver on time. They say what they're gonna do and do it, you know. And what I find is that a lot of times, for some reason, there's a disconnect because a lot of people take such things for granted. So they don't, it's almost like they don't value those good stuff. So it's almost like they actually punish the people that do the right thing. They punish good behavior instead of appreciating good behavior. So what I find is that, you know, the guy is always on time, the guy is always prompt, and the guy is always delivering. Most people will be like, yeah, he's gonna be on time, so people will not respect his time. People will not reciprocate. Me, I'm the opposite. If I see that you are punctual, if I see that you deliver, I respect you far more. Because I realize that there's a price you've paid for that. But I find out that, I don't know, it's like there's a lot of people out there that do the opposite. It's almost like they don't appreciate the virtues. Let's just call them the virtues. Okay, when people are doing what we believe, not what we believe. When people are doing what would deliver things, you know, doing things the right way to get the right results. Am I making sense, Mr. Clay?
You're making perfect sense, Mr. Phil. I think this, like I said, this is going to be an exciting one because most likely, well, the thing is, most people want to stand out, right? They don't want to be one in the crowd, especially if you're in a competitive environment like the industry I work in. I work in investment banking, you know, sector. And so people want to stand out. And, you know, I laugh when I see people using the wrong things to stand out with. You know, like cutting people off when they're talking, you know, talking about irrelevant things, you know, but the way to stand out really is actually to have the right virtues. If you want to stand out, be on time, be prompt, be prepared, go the extra mile, volunteer. We know it's not your job. Volunteer. These are the virtues that management are looking for. They're not looking for the virtue of you talking all the time and you're not talking anything. You're just talking, you know, or you calling people out and you shaming people. No. Do the things that, you know, people will be like, oh yeah, it's good to have you around, you know. And so just bringing it back to what you said about valuing that those are the things I look for. Those are the things I value because, you know, if you're paying a price to be on time, if you're paying a price to do the right things, if you're paying a price to deliver on time, then if you have somebody that is also doing that, you can have a mutual respect for each other. You see each other, first of all. because you're both sticking your head out of the norm, and you look around. Oh, you're there. Oh, you're there. Okay. There was a guy like that. There's a guy like that on my workplace that, we don't do anything together at work in our teams, but because of the way we all operate, we always look at each other. Oh, you're there. Okay, you're early too. Okay. And it's like we kind of like have a camaraderie.
Yeah.
Where we're all, we kind of like, oh yeah, okay, and he respects me and I respect him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always deferring things, even though you say like we don't work together, but I like this guy. I said we don't work together, but I like you too, and that goes a long way, especially when you're working in a very, I wouldn't say racist, but very.
Very, very predominantly.
Let me run away from that one.
Very predominantly.
Just biased.
And Rike, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I agree. I'm somebody who definitely appreciates the virtues in people, especially when, like you said, it requires discipline. And say, for example, if you're doing something which I see myself that I'll be going the extra mile, I will definitely be respecting you, because clearly you are able to, have that discipline in order to execute and have these type of virtues. So it's very admirable, very desirable, and very inspirational, which also in turn, the people around you, it rubs off on them as well, because somebody can't be the only person who's on time, and then you are coming in late constantly, you're letting them down, and they're not going to appreciate that. So like somebody who is on time, or who is somebody who volunteers for things, somebody who just takes the due diligence to take things into their own hands, is very, very admirable. So yeah,
I'm gonna take this into a sensitive area now. Sensitive.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sensitive. Going there. Personal relationships. Now, one thing I've noticed with personal relationships sometimes is that some people respect the outsiders more than those people that are close to them. What do I mean? They tend to probably over-familiarize themselves, and then kind of like, because this person is close to them, this is now my license to be dismissive or act anyhow around them. You understand what I'm saying? Meanwhile, I believe it should be the opposite. The closer I am to you, the more you should regard that relationship. But sometimes it's a lot of people out there do it the opposite. They don't respect the people that are close to them. It's the people that are away from them. Oh, those are the ones that they respect. They don't know. But I believe that it should be the other way around, because if I'm close to you, that means that you know me more than that person that is there. Who knows what that person is getting up to? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I value the people that are close to me far more than the people that are far from me that I don't know, because at least these people that are close to me trust me enough to reveal themselves to me and be vulnerable enough to me. Now, because they're now vulnerable enough to me, should not be now my license to now mistreat them, to now disrespect them, to now, you understand what I'm saying? And that should actually be the opposite. It should be the fact that because they're vulnerable to me now, that's when I protect them. That is now when I shield them. That's when I appreciate them more. Mr. Clay, am I making sense?
Yes, you've definitely gone there. You've definitely gone there. because you know, it's human nature. There's, you know, is it the good book, as you call it, says that, you know, a prophet has no honor in his own home. You know, Jesus was healing people, raising the dead, and his family, his own brothers and sisters, did not really respect him. I don't know what it takes when somebody's raising the dead and you're like,
They're like, meh.
don't find something better to do with your life. Raising the dead. You know, so yeah, definitely, it's human nature to not respect those that are close to us, those that are near to us, and it's vice versa. But it shows your growth to challenge that, because in the right way things should work is not the worse I treat you, the more you respect me. It should be the better I treat you, the more you respect me. But we find in this world, you know, if you treat people too good, they think you're a fool.
Thank you. Carry on, please. I'm not.
And they think that, you know, obviously you demand their disrespect
By being good.
by being too good to them. So if you want to, you know, if you want them to treat you, you have to be bad to them, and then they will feel like, okay, yeah, it's which is weird. They will not say it. They will not come out and tell you about it. It's not something that is spoken. It's not something that is discussed. It's not something that is said. But you just see from their behavior.
Thank you.
Where it's going. And then I tend to then at that point draw myself back from them.
Absolutely.
You know, and then reset the whole scenario. You know, because you can't handle the goodness that I'm delving out to you. Back to you, Mr. Q.
If we say this channel is about personal development, that is why we go into these areas that are, what should I call it? Sometimes uncomfortable. Because really what we're describing here is a dysfunction. It's a dysfunction. Because if I have to be nasty to you for you to be nice to, for you to feel okay, to act right, then there's something wrong. Then there's something wrong. If I have to be like, you know, the way I brought up Rika would not take that anyway, because I remember. But there's some girls that if you don't call them bitch, they don't think you're anybody.
What?
If you don't disrespect them,
they mind themselves.
That's how twisted the world has become. So, and if we're all gonna be totally honest, and there's no line in therapy, we all know people that are like this. And like Mr. Clay says, it is not spoken, but you can see it. You can see it that that because you're nice, people think you're stupid. Because you respect yourself and you reflect that respect to them, they take you for granted. And you're like, you think I can be nasty?
They're saying nice guys finish last, Mr. Field. I mean, how does that? Why should that saying be there? Why should people be saying nice guys finish last?
Because of the dysfunction. And we are a personal development channel. And the bottom line is this, though. That saying doesn't hold water. And I'll tell you the reason why it doesn't hold water. Because when you say nice guy finish last, let's scale it up. In a relationship with a woman, that might be the case. Okay, he was nice, he finished last, the bad boy. But really, does the bad boy even end good with that relationship anyway? Even the bad boys don't end good in the relationship anyway. But let's scale it up. So we're now saying, if we just take that by as hypothesis, let's now scale it up into bigger things. So we're now saying that the reward goes to the person that doesn't do the right thing. And then we say we want a society that works. How can that ever work? So if you're rewarding the people that are not producing, you're rewarding the people that are not delivering, you're rewarding the people that are not on time, they're not delivering, you're rewarding them. They're not doing that. And you're now punishing the people that are on time, you're punishing the people that are delivering. How do you expect to have a society that works? Can you see the dysfunction?
Is a massive dysfunction, and like you say, you have to make sure the reward is going to the people that are doing the right things, so that others that are not are encouraged to join them in the right way. And that needs to be your rewards recognition. If you're recognizing anybody, recognize the people that are doing the right things. And if you say your meeting starts, they must know that you will start on time. And when you starting on time doesn't mean that you then regurgitate everything that they've missed. They need to then go back and watch, or go back and ask people that were there on time what was said, because you need to respect those that were there on time.
Pay the price.
That paid the price to be there on time. So I totally agree with you on the that the saying doesn't hold water.
No.
And it shows, and if it does, it shows the level of dysfunction that you're operating with. If you think it does, playing the devil's advocate.
Rike.
No, absolutely. I don't think the saying holds water at all. In terms of the personal relationship thing, I never understood why you would treat somebody who's closest to you worse than you would treat people like on the outside, total strangers who you don't know and who have no weight in your life, who hold no substance in your life. Like these people, they're around you for a reason, because number one, they love you. Number two, they are also compromising and also putting up a lot of things to sometimes be in your space, because a lot of people are difficult. Let's be real. A lot of people are difficult to be around. So the people that you're around, you should treat them the nicest. But I guess I think that might just be a whole thing of keeping up with the Joneses, because people outside don't actually know you. So you want to present a certain facade, a certain image that, oh, you're all good and all dandy. Whereas the people who really know you, they receive the backhand of your front to the people on the outside, which is definitely unhealthy, because then by doing that, you're pushing away the people who are there for you the most. And I've also experienced, things where I've experienced other people treating other people who I cared about badly, and I didn't stand for it. But usually I'm very soft-spoken, very laid back, and very jolly, cheerful, and bubbly and chirpy and everything. But I put my foot down and I said, no, it doesn't run like that, and I'm not going to take it. Even though it wasn't directed at me individually, I just don't tolerate people not appreciating everybody equally. So when I put my foot down, everybody was like, oh no, she's angry, she's this, she's that. And I was like, that's very interesting to see, because if somebody is always very happy and very, very bubbly, for them to be concerned about something because people aren't appreciating people's virtues and taking the things that people do for each other seriously, now suddenly that person's the villain, suddenly that person's the bad person. And it's just a backwards mentality, I believe. So yeah, I believe it's best to focus on the people who are around you, because they pay a big price to be there, to help you out mainly, and to be your support system, and vice versa. So yeah.
And what is encouraging for me is that within my network, thankfully, I am beginning to see a crop of people that enjoy and appreciate each other and appreciate me, and they're close to me. You understand what I'm saying? So I think, Mr. Clay, you're right. I think it's a sign of dysfunction in that person or their level of growth that makes them comfortable to disrespect the people that they should appreciate. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, he's too nice. What, you want him to be terrible? Oh, he's too respectful. What, you want him to basically come and slap you about before he can, you understand what I'm saying? You know, so let's call it what it is. It is a dysfunction, because thankfully I was getting to a point where I was thinking, man, is the whole world mad? But honestly, because some people, they want me to basically see them, yeah, hello. Yeah, back. What do you want? The energy, because I'm not naturally like that. Now, I can be like that easily if the occasion calls for it. But if there's no occasion, I should just so that people will respect me, you know. So the long and short of it is that I'm so thankful that I now have a crop of people around me. Not a lot of people, but there's enough people around me that actually value virtues. They value me because I'm on time. They value me because I deliver. They value me because they can rely on me. They value me because I respect myself. They value all those things. But to be honest, before, I've known so many people that basically disrespect me for those things. And I'm like, what? You want me to? Because you can see what they want. Now, what I never understood is this. How is what me acting that way or me acting the way they want me to act gonna take us in a positive direction, in a profitable direction? And that is why I didn't do it, because I just thought to myself, you know what? It's not profitable, it's not positive, then that means it must be a dysfunction. And why should I, even the energy it will take, go for me to be that duplicitous? That means that duplicitous means that I feel this way, but I'm acting that way. You understand what I'm saying? I don't feel angry. I don't feel displeased, but I have to act it. Imagine the energy you need. Mr. Kile, what are your thoughts?
Yes, my thoughts are that, you're going there. You're definitely going there.
That's what this channel is for. Let's expose the elephants. The elephants in the room with a big touch.
So you're totally right. When you're built, it shows level of growth. Because once you start growing and when you start feeding yourself some of the information that is in the library of information that you is a must read if you're on this journey, it will start changing the way your mind works. And because the way the society brings us up, they're programming you in a certain direction, in a certain way, so that you yourself will be the one to cap your ability to make high income because of your programming. So you do it to yourself, basically. That's the programming. They're not programming you to be wealthy. They're not programming you to be the richest man in the world. They're programming you. The information they're giving you is worker information. But in our library, what we have in our library is CEO information. These are business leaders information. Industry leader information. So it's very, and this has been proven, because I remember when I used to carry these books, and you will see that it's the same book that the CEO, the owner of the company I'm working for, is reading. And I've had people say, they see the book, the people in the cafeteria with you are laughing at you, Think and Grow Rich. The only person growing rich is the person that wrote that book. And you be like, they will actually start mocking you for reading Think and Grow Rich, and you be looking at them like, "Are you for real?" The only person going rich. Let me tell you something, man. If you didn't know, So it's like, hello, Mr. Bill, back to you.
Mr. Clay, honestly, you said that because that happened to you. But do you know the exact same scenario happened to me? And it was actually at the cafeteria too.
Wow.
And honestly, different company and exactly the same thing they said. Ha 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 ha! Think and Grow Rich. You know who's getting rich, don't ya? You know who's really getting rich, don't ya? The guy that wrote the book. Funny, exactly thing that happened to you happened to me. Different times, different place, different people. But guess what? Those people, this was years ago, because we've moved on from the same information from that same book. That those people were laughing at us. And guess where they are today? Exactly where they are. And guess where we are? Exactly far ahead. Rike. So when it happens to you, Rike, when people when they laugh at you
they
for reading this book, know that it's happened to us.
At the end of the day, I have no qualms with anybody laughing. Laugh all you like. Laughing is good for the soul. But as long as I'm receiving the information that I need to receive, I don't give a toss about what they're laughing about. Because that's not my business. The only business is the business that pays me, which is in the book. So, you're the one who's missing out. You can laugh all you like, lovely. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This doesn't have to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna let Rike. You said the last one. Let's round this up. We're talking about valuing the virtues. Okay. Rike, then Mr. Kane, talk us out.
It's very important to value the virtues and the people around you, to encourage them to be outstanding people, because it's not just for yourself, it's for everybody around you. You are the company you keep. So, I'd really encourage everybody to start valuing what is really substantial in life, not the glitz and the glams or the materialistic things, but the actual virtues which people possess. So yes, peace and love like always, and take care, everybody.
Beautiful. It's amazing how as you go on this journey, and you start feeding yourself the right diet, you start getting the right results in your life. And other people, you'll be like you're on a totally different trajectory to other people around you, and then wondering what's wrong, what is different about you. It's because of the diet. Just like if you eat the right food, your body will be strong. If you eat the wrong food, your body will be dying. So feed yourself the right information, surround yourself with the right people, and your end point will be light years away from them. You might be still in the same family. They must still have access to you, but your thinking, your mentality, you will just be looking at them like, are you for real? Because you can't even understand where they're coming from, So yes, value the right, appreciating and recognizing the right values in people. When somebody's doing what you're consciously training yourself to do, and you see somebody else doing it, encourage them, go out to them, encourage them, tell them to carry on, tell them, just speak to them. Tell them that you see what they're doing, and it encourages you on your journey to do more of it to yourself. And that conversation would be a wonderful conversation for them and for you. So, Mr. Phil.
Ladies and gentlemen, value virtues, value the right things, value people doing the right things. Okay, if you ever find yourself tempted to take them for granted, realize that is a sign of dysfunction that you need to fix. Realize that is a sign that you need to grow. You don't need someone to treat you bad for you to respect them. As a matter of fact, it should be the opposite. And you should be valuing people that value you. You should be valuing people that appreciate you. You should be valuing people that are investing in you. Some people, they value people that have no investment in them, and then they dishonor and they take for granted those people that are actually investing in them. That's a dysfunction, ladies and gentlemen. And because this is a personal development channel, we had to go there. We had to shine a light on this elephant. On that note, I hope you go into the future appreciating the right values. On that note, God bless. See you later.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Bye.